Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here on... I'm sorry, hold on one second. What mic is that? What mic was being picked up right there? That was super weird. I'm sorry about that. We are back. Just wanted... Because, I think it actually defaulted to my webcam? I don't know. My entire board is off, so it can't be actually my Rode. That was really weird of an intro. But anyways, welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here on Infernal Shrines. But if you're sitting at home and you're wondering, you know what, Bahamut, that's cool and all, but how do we get to Infernal Shrines? I got you covered. The home team this evening in our heroic division matchup is going to be Quaranteam. They won the coin flip, opting for map pick priority for game number 1, banning out Braxis Holdout and Dragonshire. Sky Temple and Towers of Doom are banned out by the members of Quarantine Qappas. And map pick goes back to Quaranteam, and they're going to choose Infernal Shrines, the tried and true standard map for our first game in our best of 3 series here. Samura to be banned out, Maya to be banned out, Cassia as well. Do we see a Zool ban is the question that I also have, because Zool push pressure is very, very powerful. Sorry, he's doing his obsessive licking. We gotta check. Good boy. He does. Yeah. 3D sound kick W. Yes, there you go. It's honestly, I think this is pulling from my microphone or my webcam, right? Anyways, I'm sorry. We'll stop fiddling with this. Let's get into the draft here because we do have our first pick coming through. It's Infernal Shrines. Wave Clear and Shrine Clear are a high priority, but also a main tank that's strong or even a healer. Alex Strauss is great. Decker Kane's straight, but Tassadar is actually going to be the priority. So some force walls to lock people in. Wave Clear is really strong. Single target damage is very high. And overall, I think he's a great pickup here to start things out. What are we going to get, though? It's going to be a Joanna Anna. Okay, I don't disagree with this whatsoever. Both of those heroes are very, very strong. As I don't want to do that, I actually want to fix one thing really quickly. The sound is a little bit low on my end, so we'll bump that up to about 26 so I can hear through the monitors a little bit better. Tassadar, though, they already got rid of the Ana, or they took it away, so there's no nano boost of Tassadar. Into an Ana, I don't think you want to... You could actually Decker Kane here. Stukov's not a bad idea. Well, yeah, Stukov's not a bad idea either. They're going to go for the Imperious. And a white main, actually. Okay. Sally Thymane going to be coming through. Overall, marking people with Zeal is very, very strong. You can actually heal from a distance. Clemency gets you some damage and healing. Excuse me. Inquisition gets you damage and healing. Clemency just gives you single target healing onto a friendly member. That's Rhaegar. I lag and couldn't switch. They're calling this a Rhaegar? I don't know. We might see a lobby DC in a second. Can you turn that back on and say my life for... Alright, just for you, Kaleo. My life for ire. Is that what you wanted? Sounds like a robot Kappa? Wait, what does? How did we end up with 2 teams that have the Quarantine in the name? I actually purposely chose this match because it made me giggle when I looked at that. The moment Kaleo asks me for anything, or if I see Kaleo in chat, I'm just like, I will probably get clipped for saying something stupid. Tetra already getting the clip in there. All right, let's focus in on the draft a little bit here. Orphea will be banned out. She's actually in a fairly strong place, especially with the overwhelming, not affliction, overwhelming power, I believe it is, at level 1. Mephisto will be grabbed as they're really, really strong in Infernal Shrines. We do have a Rainer for some sustained damage in there, and you have the nano boost from Ana onto the Mephisto. I actually really like what they've built so far on the side of Quarantine. Quarantine Qappas, though, they still need a main tank, and they'll need a little extra damage as well. Tassadar's kind of on the magey side. Something like a Hanzo wouldn't be bad for some poke. You also have the Dragon's Arrow to be able to lock down a huge AoE. Well, if you hit one, you get a big AoE stun. So around Shrines, I think that'd be very impactful. And then tank-wise, like, a Garrosh actually wouldn't be too awful. Wait, this is main tank Imperious, Ragnaros for the solo lane, and Greymane to be grabbed as well. Huh. Huh, everybody. Thank you, Kaleo. Thanks for clipping. I'm excited to listen to this after stream to hear what it sounds like. Last pick, though, on the left-hand side, they need something to match into the Ragnaros. Thrall's not a bad idea. They could play range into it. They could go Falstad if they really wanted to, but something bruisery I like. I think Thrall's really, really strong here, but they're going to go for Sonya. She's got good Shrine Clear. I was thinking Thrall because of the self-sustain, but even then, Sonya does have good pressure, good control, and good chase as well. Her disengage is lacking unless you go into like Mythical Spear that it always pulls, but I believe that's like way late in her build. I think, isn't that 20 at this point? No. It's like 13. 13 sounds right. I feel like I'm wrong though. Tank Imperious with Ragnaros. I know, right? I'm excited about this as well. This is shaping up to be a really interesting game number 1 in our heroic division matchup. But why caught you? There we go. Sorry, I just had to fix Bandit's cam. Imagine picking Greymane, shake my head, disclaimer, I'm here to troll Chaotic. Thank you for the disclaimer, with or without balls. How you doing, friend? Thanks for coming by. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get into game number 1 here in just a second. My closing thoughts on the draft. I personally think that Quaranteam has a lot better Shrine fight. Their overall tankiness is really, really strong. Their aggression can be fairly well played into the enemy team, but they also got some good disengage tools. Joanna can kind of step back and be able to kind of group people up and then pop the Iron Skin and walk away. Anna's got Sleep Dart, penetrating around from Raynor. Mephisto does have Durance of Fate at level 10 if they go into that. I don't expect to see Consume Soul. There are a lot of squishies, but I just think Durance of Fate splash spread is just so impactful, especially with a Sonya spitting to win. Raynor with probably Hyperion. Joanna's probably able to group them up. There's just so many factors to be used right there, but let's go ahead and get on into game number 1. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Quaranteam. We're going to be having Weary Day on the Ana, Unaverted on the Raynor. Cookie Man will be on the Sonya. Shuggy is going to be on that Joanna, and Carbon on the Mephisto. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Quarantine Qappas. We've got Dude Abides on the Imperious main tank. Lupus will be on the Tassadar. Chaotic is going to be on the Greymane. Shredded Win on the White main, and Jay is going to be on the Ragnaros. Let's get into mid lane, check out our level 1, see what we have so far. Going to be Lightning Nova build for the Mephisto at the start. Block charges for that Sonya into the Ragnaros makes a lot of sense because you do actually have a lot of, you get what, 3 charges? Yeah. I think this is really strong into the Ragnaros. I typically go into Warpaint for more self-sustain, but if you're blocking the damage, then I actually kind of like this pickup. We'll see how it works out in the solo lane, but right now it's going to be just a little bit of back and forth, looking to see who's going to step a little too far forward here. No one just yet. Fisto just dives out to put a little bit of damage. Sonya catches Ragnaros in the rotation up, and they're actually going to force them towards their safe side, taking down just about half their health. The rotations will begin between mid to bottom, and this is a big thing that we always want to harp on this map, and this is the big experience gain overall, but this is just a massive factor for them to consider. Is just like, all right, we need to make rotations. We don't have any questing talents outside of, at least on the opposing side, they do have the static charge for the Tassadar, but right now it's just maybe getting a little bit of poke onto them, but Joanna's really not going to be the case. They forced the Iron Skin popped out, but Iron Skin is not the longest cooldown in the world. Sonya is winning out the top lane. Jay is trying to freeze this. And so Sonya's like, cool, I see what you're doing. The wave's so far pushed up. I'm going to go rotate out. Maybe help my team get a camp. Maybe steal away your camp? Wait, do they? Ragnaros, I think, is thinking that Sonya's double soaking. That's my best guess right now. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my mouse cord got behind my notebook and I can't move the mouse correctly for observing. There we go. Sorry, I kept like pulling my notebook around and it was getting stuck on the keyboard. Anyways, Carbon is going to be able to get some healing, gets the Biotic Grenade as well. Unaverted is just going to be clearing out mid lane. That was the camp stolen away by Sonya. Very good invade coming out from Sonya as they just rotate back into lane. They see now that Sonya's back up here as well. They actually hearth back to make sure they're full on mana and health. Ragnaros is Furnace build, Blast Wave build. So it does give them some AoE. They can throw that onto some friendly heroes as well to get some extra damage into them. I'm just looking to see what they went into at level 1. Okay. Or specifically what it is at level 1. Because I don't think, like, I see Blast Wave here and there, but it's most of the time I feel like it's Sulfurous Hungers at level 1 for your Empower Sulfurous, and then catching fire typically at level 4. But meatballs have been option as well. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. I want Rag to win, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know. We're gonna get a big power spike at 10, obviously. But the thing is, like, I don't know how these shrine fights are gonna go. They've got a lot of damage on the side of Quarantine Qappas, but Quaranteam has just a whole lot that they can kind of push face with. Cookie Man as well as Jachuggy is going to be able to step into the enemy team. Weary Day is going to be healing from range, unaverted, is going to be able to continue peppering in. And that's the thing is, like, if Greymane and them want to step in, as long as they're playing on, you know, as a disengaged, in a disengaged manner, Rainer's able to just consistently pour out damage as they back off into a safer area. So it's just interesting how they're going to be playing into each other here, but we'll see how things progress as the game does go on. Mephisto is still continuing to soak in the bottom lane. Celestial Charge connects. There's going to be a wall. Jachuggy taking a lot of damage. Pops the Iron Skin, groups them up with the Condemn. Tries to get a slow. No level 7, so no... I always do these subdue to be able to pick up just yet. Actually, they just got it, so that will be subdue grabbed. Mephisto is going to be going into the Trickery, which I believe is speed. Yeah. I typically go into armor just... I kind of like it so that way I can play more aggressive, but also you can kind of step into front gates or maybe a little bit further, and you can tank 4 shots from the front gate, but and 2 shots from the forts themselves. So you can play a little aggressive with the Mephisto, but we can see them. They're still doing some double soaking. Greymane's going to be in the bottom lane. Front gate of this top lane fort will be going down. Actually, they're going to force them back. Cookie Man taking a lot of damage, does need to back off as the Punisher still raining some damage in onto this fort, chasing the Ragnaros around, but realizes, you know what, maybe there's a fort that I should be slapping. Mephisto just continuing to do soak. I'm surprised that they actually had Mephisto do double soak rather than the Sonya. I mean, Sonya just kind of stayed in the lane, so maybe that was what. Maybe that's what. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. They do have Spite at level 4, so they did get cooldown reduction based on the regeneration globes they were getting from their double soaking, so that works out pretty well for them. But either way, double camp to be grabbed. Siege camp for mid lane almost simultaneously, as top lane is going to be having Sonya just playing in the bushes, and Lupus is like, all right, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to make sure that the Ragnaros isn't pushed too far in, so Ragnaros is going to go back with the 4-man squad, and maybe they actually rotate. Did Sonya... Oh, they're just swapping out. Okay, so it was just a little bit of time. It was just holding until... the Ragnaros was able to get into lane, and Sonya realizes, maybe there's someone around, but they're going to play aggressive into this Ragnaros chasing in. But the tower's going to push them back a little bit, so they're actually just going to ignore... Okay, yeah, they're not going to just ignore the Ragnaros. They actually play back a little bit. They did go into Poison Spear. Is this a leap, Sonya? Oh, Ragnaros. Blast Wave? Anything? Meatball? Wow, must have been on cooldown right there. Invade from Joanna is going to be... Oh, that was a really good Iron Skin to stop the Celestial Charge, but just harassing a little bit. Talent tier advantage will be... Or excuse me, level advantage is going to be here in the favor for Quaranteam. We're going to cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of what the damage experience and healing has looked like thus far in game number 1 of our best of 3 series, and they'll be seeing 10 talent tier soon. Celestial Charge, I don't know if it was canceled right there, it was just canceling the Hyperion stepping in, but with 10 talent tier, they're looking to chase in further. Raider for the Rainer, so no Hyperion siege value, but it is going to have sustained damage into some of the backline. Bless Shield's going to be coming out. Durance of Hate will be following as well. They're actually going to combo that into 2. They find the single kill. Actually, the Durance of Hate combos into a 3rd. Mephisto dives out, trying to find the last little bit of damage into Shredded Wind, but they're playing that very well. The one thing that I've noticed is if you're playing into a Mephisto, yeah, you might get hit with a Skull Missile. Actually, the Skull Missile spawns a little far forward, so maybe if you just play straight into Mephisto, that's a little difficult, because Lightning Nova obviously is mitigated from that one, but Skull Missile, maybe they still get a little bit of damage out. And they can also, that's obviously assuming they're using their Shade of Mephisto to get in. So next Punisher will be Mortar, going to be in the bottom lane. They've already got the fort down here as well, which is a huge factor for the side of Quaranteam. But Quaranteam Qappas, I won't count them out just yet. They just got their heroics as well. We do have the Divine Reckoning for the White Mane, Lava Wave for the Ragnaros. Really nothing too out of the ordinary from either team. I'm just skimming through once again. Rather Berserker for the Sonya. I know we're about a level ahead of this, or actually 2 levels almost, but I did make the joke that, you know, Poison Spear, do we get leap? No. Unfortunately not. Camps in the top lane to be grabbed. Rainer's, I think, playing a little bit up, just trying to push back this wave. The Raider's going to be also speeding things along. Ragnaros making sure that mid lane's cleared out, but we have a fight kind of breaking out right now. I'm just trying to jump around on vision. They're disengaging from this. Not as huge as Baja showing feet. Wow. What's up, Tilted? Invade. Oh, actually, hold on one second. They actually cleared out the camp in top lane. So I was like, are they invading? Or well, I guess they're joining this objective phase, but however you want to call it. But they're going to be stepping in right now. 13 talent here right around the corner. Sleep Dart does connect. Force Wall will buy some time. Wrath of Berserker. There's going to be the Durance of Fate. The wall expires. There's a Divine Reckoning out from the Sonya. The Angelic Armament's out. They try and throw those in. Doesn't really find any damage, but they are able to get skeletal defenders with that. Now chasing out. That's going to be Dudabites trying to get away. There was a Blessed Shield that went out, but didn't connect. Ragnaros pops the Molten Core form. Cookie Man doesn't get hit with the Swipe. Chaotic will be going down. Dudabites getting a little bit low, needs to play back right now as it's 24 to 28 in skeletal defenders. Carbon just trying to poke in. Tacitor's gonna be able to throw a lot of good damage out with that shock ray in the Twilight, in the Archon form. Ragnar's trying to step in with the blast wave, but they're taking so much damage they end up going down. Dudabides is gonna get picked off as well, and that's gonna be a 3 for none. No trade happening right there as the lava wave went through top lane, and that still didn't really clear out the Shaman camp. But I want to peek at this really quickly. Shaman, do you get the... Yeah, this Shaman camp is gonna be fine for now, so that'll keep pushing into the keep front gate as 13 talent here was grabbed on the side of Quaranteam. Very well played by them. Shy, how's it going, friend? Wrath of Berserker is going to be pop right there. They're going to step into the keep front gate. They're actually going to play this to the aggressive side as they do have the talent tier advantage, and they've got this Punisher. So it's technically 6v. I'm going to say 5.5 v 5. The Punisher it kind of has a mind of its own, but they're going to step in and try and capitalize on everything it's doing. Chaotic getting very low. They're going to chase in further. Good healing coming out from White Mane. Divine Reckoning out as well. We do have a bit of a split as Jay is trying to get towards that backline a little bit. Not working out for them. No lava wave for the next 59 seconds. Chuggy's going to be going down. Force Wall blocking them for a couple seconds. They didn't go actually into the Carbon so very low, but they didn't go into the... Dear, I'm completely blanking on it. What my entire point, like I looked over, they didn't go into the electric fence. There we go. Sorry, I had to look at the talents again. And I was like, what was I talking about? But they didn't even need it. They didn't need the damage over time, nor did they need the slow from that electric fence. But Cookie Man gonna grab the camp in bottom lane with some help from Carbon. Invade into the camp from Dudabides and friends. How are you in band today? I'm doing pretty good. I had a good day of work. I turned in a project. I Skyped my family. And yeah, I don't know. It was a pretty good day. Like, not too stressful. It was like it was like the right amount of stress. Like, yeah, there's always a little bit of stress with work, but it like, I don't know. It was a pretty good day, and Bandit's perfect as always. He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. Yeah. He didn't get a second walk, so maybe that's why he's a little bit more obsessive with cleaning his legs. I don't know why, but whenever he does it, he ends up like hurting himself a little bit, as that's going to be a lava wave through that doesn't save the Ragnaros. They find the White Mane as well. Chaotic getting very low. Durance of Fate connects on the Dudabides as they're going to go down. The Durance of Fate actually spreads to Lupus, and that's going to be all 5 members going down. Cookie Man stepping in, clears the wave. The keep has a sliver of health. That's 1, 2 autos, not even. And Cookie Man and friends step to core. 10 minutes into our game, they are looking to end game 1 on Infernal Shrines in a very quick 11-minute fashion. And I think with Ragnaros coming up in 8 seconds, and that's the first one, they don't have time to clear this out. And that will be game number 1 over to the side of Quaranteam. Very well played. GG's over to them. They go up 1 in our best of 3 series. Sounds nice. It is nice. It is nice. It is. Today was a pretty good day. Ten to 1 in kills. Feels Bahamut, man. Holy game? Yeah, I agree. All right, let's message the teams and see what they want to do here. Doot, 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 doot. Let me leave these whispers. Show you some talents. This was a Persona 5 game. Oh my god, Lingaria, please. This was something, yeah. Actually, no, I shouldn't have said feels Bahamut, man. I should have said feels Persona 5, man. Why the hurry? Probably Persona 5, Lingaria. Did the red team have an AI or something? Youch, Tilted. Youch. Oof. Oof. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm with you on that, Stark. Just oof. Oof. This looks like it's gonna be an interesting series. Better make some coffee. Smile. That smile makes me nervous. What's everyone up to tomorrow? What you got planned for Friday? I'm gonna go see some friends. I'm gonna finish my workday. I'm gonna bike over to my friend's house, and we're going to observe social distancing by sitting outside and drinking beers. Because that's what we both, all three of us agree that is like safe and good. My whole thing is like, let's say our quarantine ending isn't that bad. A couple people get sick. Let's say Bahamut is overly precautious. I don't see anything wrong with that personally. I mean, yeah, I might miss out on some things. Hector, thank you for the raid as we are rambling about random stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things like I would rather be overly safe in these situations than getting hurt. I mean, that's it. Like, I have family in the medical field. I have heard a lot of things about this and how it affects people's bodies and all that. And I'm not into that. Sorry, I'm trying to find Carbon. Where are you, Carbon? There you are. All right, let's update the team scores as I was rambling about the In-Sync reunion tour. Have a good night. Thanks for coming by, Plur. Thanks for the raid, Hector. Thanks for the shout-out, Trainwreck. I think there's a message directed towards me. Did you see Persona became the best-selling JRPG on Steam, surpassing Final Fantasy 15? Well, I did not know that. That's pretty awesome. Just take a dip in the lake, the cold water, 2 feet down. They want first pick what map? FP. Oh my god. Unless there's a map that's in the hero in the pool that's FP. Fraltalak Pass. Sorry, it's just. Oh, that always gets me. Let me make sure this is actually written correctly. There we go. First pick. Okay. Persona 4 is. Okay, there we go. They gave me a map this time. I hate how this boom arm is sitting. I have to fix this after stream. It's driving me nuts. I was like, oh, it won't be that bad. And I'm like, I hate this. Team. Okay, let's get. Well, they've already joined, so I'm just gonna wait for their team to join because I don't know who's on there. Infernal Pines, yeah. Just. Thank you, Ektar, for the raid once again. They join lobby and then leave. All right, I'm inviting Carbon. Invite to game. There we go. Sorry, I'm pouring some seltzer water for myself. Forehead punction. That's good. That's good. Fragonshire. Okay. Yeah, forehead punction. I like that one a lot. Was Weary Day on the left? I think so, right? Cookie Man, Chuggy. I think that's right. That seems right. Seems okay, man. So let me talk to you all about stream schedule for the next couple days while we're waiting for players to get into lobby. So tomorrow, as I said, I'm going to go and see my friends and get out of the house a little bit. Saturday will be Jinxie Cat stream. So 11 a.m. PDT, 2 p.m. EDT is the time we start. We are doing the, we are doing the planar shift, which is every few episodes is probably going to be like a new storyline. So if you're one of those people that's like, oh man, I'd like to watch a D&D stream, but I don't want to commit to like some massive backstory for multiple characters. Good news. You really don't need to. You can join. You can check out Jinxie's stream on Saturdays, and the planar shift. It's a really fun. I'm playing a gunslinger, so that's really cool. There's Tetris playing a turtle. I won't spoil anything else, but those are the two things. So come by on Saturday, check that out. And Sunday is going to be a double stream, but we are going to be doing Sea of Thieves. I have decided it right now that we're going to do a little bit of Sea of Thieves. Kaleo and Cat Peach, I do believe, are going to be joining me. And yeah, so swing by. Sunday's not set just yet, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Either way, you know what we got to? We got to a game number 2, so let's go ahead and get on to that draft.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
We're back! Oh, sorry. I thought my audio was going to double up again, but it didn't, and I'm disappointed. All right, welcome back, everyone, to our heroic division matchup between Quaranteam and the Quarantine Qappas. And if you're sitting at home wondering how we got here, I got you covered, because we are in map number 2 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Quaranteam won the coin flip, opting for map pick in game number 1. Braxis Holdout and Dragonshire banned out by them. Sky Temple and Towers of Doom banned out by the members of Quarantine Qappas. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by Quaranteam and won by them. Losing team, Quarantine Qappas. God, this has got to sound absolutely insane. Quarantine Qappas are going to be opting for first pick as the losing team, so map pick priority goes over to Quaranteam, and they have chosen Tomb for our game at number 2. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft and find out what we've had for bans as we actually just get in. It's just going to be the Maiev ban starting things out for us. Spoilers, Ghost Bear. Spoilers. We're trying to get people to come to the stream. We're not telling them these things. This is how you do these. You gotta bring them in. Be like, there's a turtle. There's Tetcher. What is a turtle Tetcher doing? Come by on Saturday, everybody. It's worthwhile. It's a good watch, honest to God. So many corns, yeah. I have a feeling that I'm going to get I don't make money on my YouTube videos, but I feel like I'm gonna get like one of those emails that say like, your video is not gonna make any money, and I'm like, I put videos on YouTube so people can watch Here's the Storm in any region. That's the reason. I'm not. Side small tangent. I don't do any of this. I don't do this because of money. Just so you know, I do this because I love this game and this community and all of this stuff. So just know that, like, that's why like 90% of bits and subs and stuff like that just go towards Bandit. Like, we get bark boxes, which, speaking of, we should have one soon. Hopefully we have one on Sunday, and we can open that up on Sunday between games. Anyways, let's get back into our draft here, because we do have a Cassia, Joanna Ban on the left-hand side. We've got a Maiev ETC, but Zool will be first picked on the side of Quarantine Qappas. Zool on Tomb of Spider Queen is very, very strong. We could see a main tank with this. We'll have to see. Right now it is on Jay, but they can obviously swap to different heroes. Jay in the last game was the solo laner, but it doesn't mean that they can't play main tank either. There's tons of teams that actually have double roles for a lot of their players. It's not too uncommon. What's a turtle? Sounds like a turtle. The turtles fused together. So Kalis, the brilliant minds over at D&D or Wizards of the Coast, they were designing heroes. Excuse me. They were designing new races and stuff, and they sat there and said, you know, we should make a turtle person. What should we call it? And then some dude in the background was just like, how about turtle? And they were like, you know what? It's brilliant. So yeah, it's a turtle person. On it, like, I'm making this. It's the same joke that the McElroys made when they actually someone played a turtle and they were making the exact same kind of joke. But, anyways, we have Azul, Garrosh, and Mephisto on the right hand side. Mephisto, his wave clear is not the biggest in the world, but it looks like Zool is solo lane for now, so the wave clear still. I was gonna start making a point like, they've got Zool in their rotations, it won't be a big deal, but I don't think Zool will be in the rotations. I think they're gonna be down in the solo lane as a Rhaegar is gonna be banned out. They don't want to deal with any sort of bloodlust shenanigans. I'm a little surprised that, well, excuse me, sorry. I'm actually not surprised. I just realized it's an Ana, so they're gonna be going for a nano boosted Tassadar rather than bloodlusted Tassadar. But what if you nano boosted bloodlusted your Tassadar? Just saying. Think about it. It's a civilian version of a war turtle. Oh, what's a turtle? Turtles are a race. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Alone, sorry, I can't. The purple letters are throwing off my eyes. Sorry. My guess wasn't far off. No, yeah, no. Like jokes aside, a turtle in D&D is just it's a bipedal turtle. I think is a as we get a Stitches here. Sorry, let's talk about Stitches on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Heavy rotation base map. Lots of regeneration globes to be able to grab so you can build that health pool for Hungry for More at level 1. And then I'm assuming this is I don't think this is a Putrid Bile. I think this is a Hook Gorge single target blow up composition.
Right time you're ready.
Okay. Sorry, I was just considering what they're going to be grabbing here. So it is going to be Soul Lane Zool. Wave Clear's not awful, but between Mephisto Raynor should be fine. I don't know. It seems a little on the slower side. Tassadar Sylvanas feels like it can clear things very quickly, and a Deathwing will round things out on the side of Quaranteam. The Quaranteam Qappas got to deal with a giant Deathwing. Mephisto does have some percent-based damage, I believe is the right term I'm looking for, at level 16 with the lightning. I can't remember the name of the talent, but I believe it's at 16. Mephisto can get some percent-based damage. I think is it when you Skull Missile into the Lightning Nova? Is that when you do percent-based damage? I'm blanking on that kit. Raider's not a bad pick though whatsoever. I like this, but I'm kind of leaning into Quaranteam. I think the Stitches is very, very strong here. I think Stitches is such an undervalued tank. And people are going to be like, whoa, Bahami's not a tank. Now, he's a tank. It's just North America has decided he's not, so they're going to say he's not until someone plays him a ton. And they're just like, whoa, now that fans playing him, he's a tank. This is what North America always does. Moonshin, thank you for gifting a sub today. Thank you so much, Moonshin. I had to double check that for a second. Thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. On the left-hand side, we have got the members of Quaranteam. Oh my God, Hook Gorge Mind Control. Is it possible? Will we see it? All right, Quaranteam on the left-hand side is going to be Carbon on the Sylvanas. Weary Day is going to be on that Ana. Cookie Man on the Deathwing. Jichuggy is going to be on the Stitches, and we've got Unaverted on that Tassadar. On the right-hand side, we got Quaranteam Qappas trying to take us to a game at number 3. We've got Lupus on the Mephisto. Shredded Wind is going to be on the Malfurion. Chaotic will be on the Raynor. Jay going to be on the Zool, and Dude Abides will be on that Garrosh. I think I said Lupus on Mephisto. My brain today. They're going to go ahead and burn down the top tower in this. They have Sylvanas locking this down as well. They actually might not get it, but still, a little bit of damage on it is still a little bit of damage on it. And also, top lane is often where we see a lot of teams end through with Boss plus Webweaver. It's not like the only lane to end through, but it is going to be a big factor that a lot of players consider here. As I said, it's going to be hungry for more for Stitches. We are going to be seeing, oh, that's a really good force wall as well. Dude Abides gets caught out, but they're going to be fine right there. Turtles can hold their own breath and speak Aquan, implying that they're a swing variation, but they also have claws instead, offends to swing. No, actually, fun fact, more spoilers, Tetra's character can't swim, but they can breathe underwater, I believe. People comfy indeed. eBagatron, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Kalis. I'm sorry, I'm missing stuff. Let's focus on the game. Seriously, thank you all so much for the gifted subs. You do not have to do that. I appreciate that so much. Zool and Cookie Man, excuse me, Zool and Deathwing will be in bottom lane. Jay and Cookie Man, I'm looking just to see. Looks like Zool does have some good wave clear. Incinerate will be used by Deathwing. That means that they are in their Destroyer forms. They're going to be able to get that Lunge as well as the Incinerate, which is that AoE. They might swap into World Breaker, but I feel like World Breaker isn't really as good for one-on-one wave situations where they're just kind of doing some rotation. Okay, no, they're going for the Onslaught. They're going to lunge in right there. I'm just looking to see. Wait, Bone Prison on Cookie Man? Just out of curiosity, does Bone Prison do any damage? Deals 90 damage, so they got 90 damage into Deathwing. That's what I was like, maybe it's for damage? Yeah, I guess. Sorry for the distracting. No, you're fine, Zeramag. Do not worry. That's me. That's me as the caster. I should be like, all right, Bahamut, focus up. Let's talk about the game, not about turtles. But I really do appreciate the support, everyone, tonight. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for supporting the Here's the Storm scene. As Jay is going to back off. They had a little bit of little pressure coming down here with Weary Day and Unaverted joining Cookie Man. Sylvanas is still grabbing the camp. We'll finish this out. I don't think Jay is going to be able to catch Carbon here, so with that, it'll be easy Siege Giants in bottom lane. When it comes to turn-in, we do have a few more gems in favor for the side of Quaranteam. But the Quaranteam Qappas aren't too far behind themselves, sitting around 40 gems total. Obviously 36 in the pocket, 4 turned in, and on the opposing side, actually going to be sitting at 36, so pretty close between both of these teams. I actually had that completely wrong. Caster Math kicking in. Quaranteam Qappas, I believe, actually had the advantage in that, as I did the math out a little bit late, but the mid lane camp is going to be coming on through. They've got some decent siege and getting a lot of damage into those towers. Stitch is just trying to slam the ground and just get into this and just force them back. Sitting at 6 stacks on that. Hungry for more, going to bite out right there. Force Wall from the Tassadar is just going to try and keep them on the safer side of this, but they built up a lot of damage from that static charge. Hook goes out, catches the Mephisto, but unfortunately Stitches goes down to the penetrating round from Raynor, and that's going to be an even up on those kills. 1-1, 6-6. We'll look at some of the other numbers as the game progresses here. Cookie Man a little far out, but this is Deathwing. Deathwing has got, what, 3,481 health pool, and at the start of that engagement, they were around 2,400-ish, and so they dropped 1,000 health, and well, they actually didn't even lose another armor plating, so they're going to still sit at that 20 mark. Turn-in availability will be here in favor for the side of Quaranteam. Quaranteam Qappas, considering the invade? No, they just take the safe rotation. All that needs to be turned in is the 18, but I think that's sitting on Deathwing. 17 on Deathwing. Deathwing needs one more, so that way they can get the easy turn in, and maybe they just go for that. Just curious really quickly, who's holding what? Yeah, so Sylvanas is 3. So if Deathwing just gets one more, they can sneak it in. Maybe Sylvanas comes down here to try and harass, and maybe that's actually the case exactly. As they step in onto the lane, Jay is going to back off. They do pop the Shade, as they did go into that at level 1. So going to be avoiding basic attacks, but it does increase the cooldown by 10%, which baseline, I actually don't know. I think it's 40 baseline, is it not? It's 30 baseline, so it's a 40-second cooldown now. All right, we're learning together, team. As always, we're always learning together. Quaranteam is going to be able to get their Webweaver turn in here first. That's still going to be Carbon in this bottom lane. They don't have the Banshees out, and they're going to be going down. Jay is able to find the kill right there. And that's actually a big pickup. That's huge right before an objective phase, especially as Sylvanas being able to use those black arrows to lock down the towers to let the Webweaver siege in even further. To note, though, Webweavers are unique to Heroes of the Storm in the fact that they are the only objective that passively loses its own health. Looking down in the bottom lane, you can actually see, we'll keep this up on the top left of your screen, you can actually see the health is going down. There's nothing actually in the wave right there, but the big thing that they want to have is Deathwing getting the Cataclysm in. Dudabide's getting very low. They're going to dive in with the Onslaught. Unstoppable will be popped, trying to get that Indomitable value. Shade of Mephisto gets out, trying to poke out a little bit. Going to use the... not Lightning Breath, I always want to say that. Dragon's Breath, I think it is. Sorry, I need to check these things. Molten Flame, I don't know why. It's just like the most simple things I'm forgetting this evening. Hook goes out, but the Force Wall, excuse me, doesn't connect, but the Force Wall was there. I wonder, would it have pulled through the Force Wall? I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know. Dudabide's getting very low, because it is terrain. Like, it is terrain in the sense that Diablo can Shadow Charge into it, but Stitches can hook through specific terrain. So I don't know, we'll have to see. Hook goes out, though. Once again, they're going to pull Chaotic. Force Wall on the far side of that. They are using that Electric Fence from level 4, so they're going to hook through the Electric Fence, slow them down with that, and get a little bit of damage over time. Mephisto stepping up, trying to find some damage onto Carbon or anyone else. Doesn't find it. Chaotic is hearthing back, and that was Webweaver phase in favor for the members of Quaranteam. But the Quaranteam Qappas sitting on 46 gems in their pocket. They're going to get Zool to turn in the bottom lane while everyone's distracted up there. We're going to cycle through those other numbers, get an idea of what the damage experience and healing has looked like thus far in game number 2. Dive down onto Jay in bottom lane. Will this be enough? Will they be able to get out of here with that bone armor? With the Shade, if you will. Jay is able to get out of there with about half their health. But Red Webweavers will descend. 10 talent tiers in favor for the side of Quaranteam Qappas, but they're not far behind the side of Quaranteam. Transcendence, not Transcendence, Tranquility for the for Shredded Wind to be grabbed. Raynor's holding, but I kind of expect Hyperion here. Gorge from the Stitches, as we were talking about in draft, so nothing really too out of the ordinary. We're no mind control shenanigans. We are going to get burned beneath my shadow for the Deathwing as well. Unaverted taking a lot of damage. Is going to pop the Archon form. Does get locked in by the Bone Prison and will be going down right there. Cataclysm from Deathwing clears out the Webweaver. Gets an Incinerate out as well. Going to use the Molten Flame to clear out the wave. Garrosh looking for a potential toss, but they end up stepping into the Gorge from said Stitches. Drops him on the far side. Indomitable will be used. Do you have enough armor here? Hook goes out. Doesn't even matter. And they find a double kill as Deathwing gets the Malfurion in the rotation. Going to use the Molten Flame to clear out this objective as quickly as possible. 11's up on both sides, 4-3 in kills. We do have the Mephisto rotating to bottom lane to keep experience going in their favor. Also, they only need another 9 gems at the time being. As I say that, it's going to be a little different now, only needing 6 for another turn-in. On the opposing side, they're looking like another 15 is necessary, so that's going to be quite a few rotations before that happens. Carbon throws the Banshees out. They did activate the Black Arrows. Jay's going to get hooked. There's no Gorge. There's going to be a Force Wall with the Electric Fence slowing them. They're going to be their health was reduced, or the healing was reduced. from the Ana with the Biter Grenade, if I'm not mistaken. And now, fort cleared out. Garrosh gets the... Oh, the toss actually saves them from the Endurance of Hate, but it doesn't matter. They still find the Tassadar. Chuggy trying to get out of here, bites into Dude Abides, slams the ground. A lot of damage. Hook goes out, and that's going to be Dude Abides going down. Sylvanas does get the Banshees out. They try and zone away all of these gems, but the root's going to be there, and now Chuggy is going to be going down, losing 17 gems. Meanwhile, Deathwing gets a free fort in bottom lane that does reset. Actually, huh. Oh no, they're burned beneath my shadow. I'm sorry, I missed that, everybody. That's my mistake. I saw this icon here and I thought that they were burned beneath my shadow, but they were actually Bellowing Roar. I'll have to message Aliobs about that. Maybe, can we get like a little second thing? I've missed a lot of chat, but I hope you are all enjoying this game. Very, very sorry, everybody. This has been a very intense and good game. Garrosh needs to hit the gym to bulk up those arms. Maybe he'll be able to toss Deathwing around.
Destroy the blue team.
I, honest to God, would love to just to see the animation of Garrosh throwing Deathwing. Red Web Weavers will descend in favor for the side of Quaranteam Qappas. Deathwing clearing out the top lane with the Molten Breath. Or at least trying to clear things out a little bit faster. Cataclysm is available. Look at this come across the screen here. There's a Force Wall as well. Dude Abides is stuck on the far side of that one. No hook from Stitches, I don't think, as they do clear out this Web Weaver. Hyperion did come out from the Rainiers we were talking about. Really good siege potential with that. Endurance of Fate goes out, connects onto Stitches. Doesn't really spread to anyone else. They actually get the toss onto Chuggy, who goes for the Gorge. Root's going to be there. No real cleanse is going to be available, and that will be the Stitches going down. They're going to try and trade Dude Abides, but that is Deathwing going down instead. They tried to use the Bellowing Roar to force them into the fort. Root once again onto uninverted, and they get picked off. That's a 3 for none. Web Weaver's still active, and they're going to be able to find a bottom lane fort and probably a top lane fort as well. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, depending on their rotation, because Zool's going to go down to bottom, so they'll get the wave pushed out from that one, and they already have a wave up here, so they're going to be able to chase into this. Dude Abides looking for the toss, does find it onto Carbon, gets the combo. Root's going to be there as well. Strangling Vines reduces the healing by 40%, and they find another kill. That's going to be overall 4 kills during that entire objective phase in favor for the side of Quaranteam Qappas, and they find themselves a solid level lead on top of Quaranteam. Let's go ahead and cycle through the numbers once again. We're going to be approaching 16 talent here. Did they actually scout this out? I don't think they actually saw them in the rotation, so they probably don't know they're on boss. They can make assumptions, but there's no way they invade onto that. So they're going to go ahead, back off, and look to close that experience gap, which actually isn't that big as I'm now looking at it. It's a little bit, it's more like, you know, 3/4 of a level maybe, but they're closing that slowly but surely. Qappas are killing it this game. I agree. They're bringing some momentum to this game. They're bringing a lot of momentum into this game. Heroic kill deficits, whew, 3,000 experience, but look at the Mercenaries. Oh, Mercenaries are actually close. I thought it was a lot larger. They just got a camp, so that changed things. Passive is pretty good in favor for the side of Quaranteam, but they're catching up slowly but surely, and that one structures are even. Only a 3,000 experience deficit between these two teams. A little surprised by that. 16 talent tier is going to be coming through on the side of Quaranteam Qappas first. Quaranteam needs to find themselves about a half a level before they can really engage, so Boston top lane will be cleared out. Webweaver turn-in is going to be 8 gems away on the side of Quaranteam Qappas, but they themselves on the side of Quaranteam, I'm sure this is great for all of you listening to this, are available for a turn-in, but Dude Abides trying to get this turned in. Shredded Wind as well. They actually need 2 gems from a wave. They do need a wave to actually step up into them, so while that's happening, they're going to back off, use their 16s and this advantage on the map to be able to find a camp, put some pressure into bottom, and now they step in and get in position to potentially find a pick as someone clears in the bottom lane. But they realize, you know what, they're on 16s. We are very close to a turn in here, so let's just go focus on that. Deathwing going to get a turn in of 12 in this top lane. Dude Abides just scouting it out. I think they might have seen this. Cataclysm is up if they really need the panic moment, but it's not worth it. Jet, please. With or without bulbs, please. 16's up on both sides. 6 to 9. Nice in kills. Turn availability is here for both teams. There are Siege Giants pressuring the bottom lane. Turn actually went in favor of Quaranteam Qappas as the Skyfall was used from Deathwing to throw some damage out. Bottom lane Siege Giant. Deathwing will land on top of that to try and push things back as quickly as possible. Tassadar trying to push back top lane. Now, the Web Weavers in on this map will descend out as far out as your enemy, as your enemy mini wave is. So this bottom lane is pretty much going to crash right where Deathwing is. on Garden of Terror, the objective spawns up as far up as your minion wave is, as Chuggy finds a massive fishing hook. Nano boost on the carbon right there as they get tossed around as well. Dudabide's getting very low. They end up getting picked off. No follow-up hook, because obviously they can't, but Nano boost over the wall. Oh, there's the follow-up hook that they were hoping for. Doesn't find anyone, though. No, this is not a diss at Chaotic, but the team as a whole got Jet! That's not any better! Oh, it's not just one person, it's the whole team. Oh, okay. Some light razzing's always fine here. Turn availability will be here, though, for the members of Quaranteam. Quaranteam Qappas, only 11 gems in their pockets. They could look to zone here. Map is mostly in their favor. They've got a one structure, well, I'd say it's still in their favor because they have the top lane keeps more saved than the opposing side. Same thing can be said about bottom lane, but they're going to go for their turn in. Chuggy is going to be anchoring for the friendly team. Really good positioning from the tank right there. We do have Cookie Man just molten breathing the wave down here just to clear things out a little bit quicker, but blue web weavers will descend. I want to quickly just do some caster math. 27, 28, 38, 46, 47 gems I think that they have in their pockets on the left-hand side, so they're not near a turn-in, but they're very, very close once this web weaver phase does end. Dude, Abides is getting a little bit low here. Hook goes out. Zool is caught. This is the single target pick composition that they wanted to put together. There's going to be Endurance of Hate. That doesn't connect. Zool is just trying to swipe their way through this force wall with Electric Fence. Not going to be happening right there. Shredded Wind does pop the Tranquility. Lupus is going to use... Oh my god, they catch them when they get out of the Shaded Mephisto form. That is going to be an out of the fray from the Garrosh to save Lupus, but they end up going down, positioning themselves to be able to get Lupus out of there. Healing comes out, unaverted. Oh my god, these hooks from Chuggy are terrifying, and this is when people are like, yeah, Stitches isn't a tank. Absolutely, not a tank whatsoever. Not a tank. I think I might quit this game no matter how much I try and study. Is right, I can't climb and... I understand that. Are you solo queuing or are you duo queuing or triple? Or because I would say the biggest thing for me is like when I solo queue, I don't expect to win games. I'll be honest. Like when I solo queue, I mostly I'm here to hang out, play some games. If I win, cool. But like I most of the time do not have faith in my teammates. Getting into a 5-stack is honest to God the most fun way to play this game because that's the way this game was made. Is to be played in a team coordinated sense. So like if you have 5 mildly competent people in a comms together, the game completely changes. But speaking of that, that's going to be a bellowing roar, and it's things like that right there, being able to hold heroics and be able to save your friendly teammates. In a Storm League setting, that Deathwing would have probably dipped and left everyone to die, no bellowing roar, because they would have been like, oh, I might have died because, you know, the Stitches is already so low and Stitches isn't a main tank. So it's one of those things that, like, my biggest recommendation is that if you ever feel frustrated at this game, play with some people. That is the one thing that I found, that whenever I am not having fun playing this game, it's usually when I'm solo, and if I group up with some people, it's a lot more fun. Even the games that I lose with people are a lot more fun than the games that I lose on my own, if that makes any sense. Like, I played with the Ghillie Sharks and I made a joke about a Cho'Gall and they instantly snapped it. We lost that game, but I don't care. I still to this day had a blast playing that game. I laughed the entire time. So it's one of those things that, like, I think playing this game with some people is always such a benefit. But my rant and ramble aside, we've got another turn-in on the side of Quaranteam, and look at the gigantic flank coming into them. Weary Day is just trying to get towards the opposing side so they're not picked off by the Mephisto. There's a Warlord's Challenge. There's going to be a Bellowing Roar. There's a Force Wall as well. Chaotic, oh my god, not Chaotic. Chaotic is going to get dove on by Cookie Man. There's going to be Endurance of Hate. Everything is going to be thrown out right there. And there's also a root onto Weary Day in the backline somehow, some way. There's a Gorge from the Stitches, which I was about to ask. I was like, have we seen a Gorge yet? Tassadar using the Twilight Archon and just autoing into things just to keep things up. That's going to be Ana going down to the Mephisto. The Mephisto goes down. Web Weavers have descended. Deathwing is actually just like ahead, just clearing the wave, ignoring Shredded Wind. Like, hey, just come into mid. Let's end game. Oh, Noah. Are we copy pastaing, Noah? How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming through. Shredded Wind taking a lot of damage. Core is starting to lose a little bit of shielding. They're getting a little bit low here, but the Web Weavers are descending through mid and bottom. Unaverted has that Twilight Form up, and they're trying to put some pressure onto Malfurion and find that kill. Jay is going to back off and pick up the gems that were dropped, but that's not going to matter because the game goes over to the side of, Quaranteam. GG. Well played. Wait, I just noticed. So there are two teams that are named that have Quaranteam puns, and I was waiting for them to line up so I could cast them. Because these games are the most challenging for me. Like, when I get to cast the Randy Newmans, I love casting the Randy Newmans because this is the most difficult thing as a caster. Because it's this, there's Randy Newman, Tandy Newman, Dandy Newman, Randy Newman. Like, it's challenging and fun. Sorry. Anyways, let's get an interview with one of the players. Yeah, I spelled interview right for once. I usually miss the I. Oh, Qappas were doing so well. It was close. It was close. Cool. We'll get someone here in just a second. Let me show you talents before that happens. Oh, Razor, thank you for the follow 14 minutes ago. Sorry, I missed that. All right, and at this time, we're going to be joined by Weary Day. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. How you feeling after all that?
Pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously, it was a really, really fun game to cast. I want to jump into, actually, Tomb of the Spider Queen really quickly because there was that massive flank towards the end where they basically, you know, they all kind of wrap around through the bottom lane turn-in point. What are comms like that, especially as a healer who's being chased by a Mephisto? Are you just like, let me get into the back line? Or, like, what are you all discussing in those moments?
I think everybody was like pretty chill except me. I noticed there was a Garrosh on my left side for some reason, so I was yelling like there's a Garrosh flanking me. So we just try to wrap around and not get one-shotted by the Garrosh that was mounted. I got my nano off and we got a couple of picks and that was it.
It was, honestly, it was just really, really well played. Like, your team is so strong. Map number 1, Infernal Shrines, that was it looked like at my end a mega comfort pick. Is this just a map that you're just super well versed on, so you don't feel like there's much that can stop you? Can you talk a little bit about how strong you were on that map, and is it just comfort? Is it just the draft? What was it for you all?
Yeah, I think that's actually something we've talked about before internally. For some reason, the way we just move around the map macro-wise is really comfortable, and we have heroes that are good on the map, and we just overall play well around, whether it's the objective or pushing otherwise during the downtimes.
Okay, I mean, seriously, like this game was so fun. You played this so very well. One last question I had for you is, we're getting towards the end of the season. Do you know? I just don't know the standings off the top of my head. You seem like a very strong team. Are you in those playoffs already, or is there any teams that you're worried about going up against that might throw you out of the playoffs?
I think the majority of the teams are more or less locked in for the playoffs. I think we take these are more or less a lock for number 1, and from like 2 to 6 or 2 to 7, it's more or less like it depends how the last few games go.
Okay. Well, it'll be interesting. As I said, are there any teams you're worried to go up against, or is it pretty much like you've gone up against the Titans and now it's just kind of getting your points and making sure you make it into playoffs?
Yeah, we're not really scared to face any team. I think we're looking forward to whoever matches up with us in the first round.
Okay. Well, seriously, it was so much fun casting your game. Before I let you run out of here, are there any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, thanks to my team for playing super well today. We had a lot of fun today, obviously. Thanks to Baja for casting, and thanks to NGS for allowing this format to exist.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory, and you have a wonderful night. I'll catch you all further down in Season 9 of NGS.
Thanks.
Thank you.